All right. Sorry about that. It's a little bit quiet. Welcome. Thank you for joining me this evening. I'm just here finishing up some projects that I'm working on. My name is Alethea, and I host So Much Talent on the Facebook group, also on Instagram. Hey, Mina, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? All right, so listen, I'm still working on my Make Nine challenges. I know I saw your post where you say you lost your sojo. So sad. Hopefully, um, with all of the challenges that are going on, hopefully that will help. That will inspire you. Um, a lot of times, when I lose my sojo or I don't feel like sewing, because a lot of times, if you like me, Mina, I know you do the same thing I do, sewing for customers and clients, and a lot of times you don't have time to sew for yourself, so you kind of lose the momentum. That's horrible. You kind of lose the momentum of sewing. So we have so much client work I want to see. That's me, and it happens every year. Well, whenever I have a very heavy workload for clients, it seems like that's the time I really want to sew for myself, but I can't because I have a lot of client work. So what I tend to do is things like this. Like these are things for myself that I started, didn't finish, or I sew some quick little projects like this. You've probably seen this already. Just something simple, a quick little bag, tote bag, or something, just to make me feel like I'm doing something for me, you know. So, so yeah, and then sometimes I get caught up in doing something for me that I'll throw myself behind a little bit for my clients. Hey, Sebastian, how art thou? Well, thank you kindly. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, yeah, so just take the time, Mina, and sew something just simple for you, something that makes you feel good about you, for you. Like maybe a scarf, or if you're into the bonnets, make your bonnet. Um, I'll do stuff like a little headband, something. Uh, you can retire me. Well, my husband wants to retire me, so but I thank you so much. Hey, Claire, what's your middle name? Listen, um, I am here strictly for sewing. I am here strictly for sewing. I appreciate all the compliments and all that other good stuff. Um, listen, I see when I come on here at certain times of the night, I get a lot of folks on. It's so funny. I think I come here just for the comedy, just for the drama. Ah, but anyway, so why I'm here, and me, if you don't mind sharing this out, I did post it in the group, Facebook group. But I like to take moments like this as teachable moments, or if I think it's information that you can use or techniques that anybody can use, I like to try and share it. Because I'm not an avid um, videographer or whatever you want to call it. I'm not that one. That's just I don't have a whole lot of time to make a lot of videos. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. So I have to do stuff when I can. So that's the reason why I come in a lot of times impromptu, because I don't have the time. But probably by the time, if you need something for a funeral, that means the funeral is already about to take place. And so, no, I can't do nothing for you. I'm so sorry. Uh, let's see. I don't see how, you don't see how to share. Oh, that's okay. I think at the bottom, where on my screen, I see like the three little dots. You might be able to tap on that. Or either if you, I know you're live, but if you go out, like hit the back button, and right up under my video, it'll say share or something like that. You know what? I thank God for the blood of Jesus Christ. You know, we get apparently this might be the time for witches and warlocks and all these other folks that's coming in. So all this talk about death and all that, yes, eventually everybody's gonna die. You know, but I can't stop everybody who's gonna die. So, but that's what's on your mind, death, and so be it. But I choose to believe life. I choose to talk about life. Yeah, I've sung for folks who has funerals or had funerals to go to. But yeah, you can go somewhere else with the death talk here. But bless your whole heart. Man, I wish I could. I wish I knew how to. Okay. Mm, let's see. I can do that. Okay. Um. Let's see. All right. I think I'm doing good. I don't know if I can. Am I moving the people? Am I moving just the comments? I don't know. Hello. So I don't know if I'm moving the comments or whatnot. Mm, okay. That's the best I can do with that one. Um, that's what wastes a lot of my time trying to. Those people, maybe I should just ignore them. All right, I got time to sit there and do all of that. Anyway, it takes up time, precious time that I have. If y'all got time to comment on folks live, then that's too much time on your hands. But have at it, have fun. All right, so what I'm doing here, I made this top last year. For those of my sewing folks that are on here, you could appreciate this. But I made this top last year. I'm not even sure what that is, Phil. Probably don't even want to know. All right, so what is it saying? You was on earlier doing a live here on YouTube. Did you get all the nonsense too? Yeah, I just have to learn how to ignore it. I like to talk with folks, but not uh, nonsense stuff. All right, so what I'm doing here is adding a placket or gusset under the arm because when I made it a little bit too snug under the arm, and so I'm adding a little gusset in it. And this is just a little mesh gusset, so give me a little breathing, a little air up under the arm. So that's all that needed to be done to this. So for those of you, nope, no nonsense. Maybe I need to come on a different time. I see I lost about 20 people when I did that, but that's okay. That's good. All right, because I don't do the nonsense stuff. All right, so you remember this, Mina Paco Peralta. Why does my camera look fuzzy? I don't know why it looks so fuzzy. I'm scared to touch buttons 'cause I don't know what's going to happen. But anyway, if you are all about the sewing, all about tricks, all about tips, techniques, all about the sew along and everything, then Mm, let's see. Mm, let's see here. All right, I'm gonna do it. Okay, I know how to do it more than that. Anyway, but if you're into content for sewing and learning tips and techniques and stuff like that, or watching me while I work, or if you're interested in being a part of a community of sewists and crafters and things like that, then feel free to like um, like this broadcast, subscribe to the channel, and please share this out. Hey, Tawanda, how art thou? Good evening, good evening, good evening. All right, it's clear to you, Mina. Maybe it's just could be me in these glasses. Okay, could be me in these. Cause y'all tired. All right, so if you remember this, this is what I'm doing. I'm doing the longer pants, but the shorter top. And so I made it out of this home deck fabric. It's really like a drapery fabric, but if you look at it, it looks like a linen or silk type linen fabric. It's really pretty. That's the wrong side of it, but that's it. And it has a great hang to it. So I love it. But that's all I needed to do. It was just a little bit too snug up under the arms. So I used this mesh. I was debating whether to double it or to leave it sheer. So I did end up doubling it. It's still somewhat sheer, but it has a little bit more support to it. That's a power mesh is what I use. So what I did here, I've got a double piece for each side. So I cut a piece, actually four pieces, the same width, same size, so I could double it. And then what I did was press it in half, so I have a mark down the center. So when I get ready to, because it's a gusset, it's going to be like a pie shaped piece. So I needed to know where to come in and meet at the center, where at my stopping point. So the best way to do that was to press a seam down the center so that I can make it meet. So what I've done here, this is my stopping point here, and I can visibly see the center press mark. And so what I start doing is pinning from the top. I pin at the top so it meets up, if that makes sense. But then as I get down towards my stopping point, I bring the center of this piece to meet up at the stopping point right here. I hope that makes sense. So I'm actually going to sew that and bring this up a little bit. That's not too much. Always trying to gauge the right. All right. So I'm going to start at the bottom and sew back up towards the top edge. But I'm going to start to where the seam stops off at, where the seam ends. Because I want that stitching to start right there at that stopping point. I'm just going to in place stitch that, back stitch that. And so I'm actually following the seam. I'm actually following the seam where I took it apart. I'm following that seam line. my pins get caught up in there. Okay. And this fabric tends to ravel, so I have to make sure that I give myself enough seam allowance, and I'm gonna go back in and serge it, serge the edge. All right. So you can see from this side what I mean by I can't just sew this piece straight down. It has to be formed at an angle. And I don't know if you can see. I can let me pin it so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. Okay. So that's the center. That's the center seam right there. You can see a little bit where I pressed it in place. And so see how that center meets up at the stopping point? So, and I'm gonna do the other side the same way and make sure that the end of this piece meets up right there at that center point. I have to make sure that this side right here lines up with that. So now, since I have the pins right there, it's gonna make it easier for me to know exactly where that is. So I'm gonna start at the top and pin that in place. I want to make sure that the top edge lines up with the top edge of the top. Okay. Just gonna pin this in place. So all I'm doing is creating a gusset that'll give me a little bit more room than what I had. And the fact that it's a little bit stretchy is a plus. There. I didn't have it pulled in alignment enough. Okay, so now I'm just gonna go to work and go ahead and stitch this. There were about 50 there were about 55 people peeping in. And I start blocking folks and they start dropping off. That's good. They were just popping in, just popping in. Maybe they were trying to figure out what I was doing. I did say I was working with UFOs. Maybe that's it. Maybe they were expecting to see some UFOs for real. Okay. And for some reason, I don't know why it is certain. I don't know if you still on here, Mina, but or even Tawanda, because Tawanda, I think you have a industrial sewing machine as well. But I found here lately my industrial sewing machine is very finicky with the threads it take. I don't know if it's old age that it's being finicky, but it gets very finicky. All right, so can you see that? Is that too much lighting? So can you see that right there? How it meets perfectly right there. And then on this side, this is the actual outside of the garment. Let me flip this out so you can see it. Oh, here it is. Okay. So that's the actual outside of the garment. So see how it creates a perfect um, meet up right there under the seam, at the seam. The side, that's actually the side seam. So basically what I did was split the side seam and open it up. So that'll give me a couple more inches up under the arm. Okay. So that's one side down. So, and this is how it looks from the inside. So that's how it looks from the inside. But when I actually serge it, I'm gonna serge all of this excess out. Okay, I'll serge all of that out. So let me span this back out. Okay, so yeah, it's an easy fix, and that's all that needed to be done to it. This is what the piece looked like at first, and it's actually going to, this side had a little bit less. I have to be careful with this side. It has a little bit less seam allowance, but still gonna make it happen. So making sure that the center of this gusset lines up with the seam allowance. Okay. Trying to work from the back side to make sure that I get it pinned in here, okay? All right, now I'm gonna flip this over and stitch from this stitch from the side seam at that little V point. And I have a pin there marking my starting point. Go ahead and put my needle down there. I'll stitch in place. Try not to run over my pins whenever I can. All right. This fabric frays real bad. Hope you all can hear me okay. I hope I haven't lost anybody. Let me know if you can hear me okay, if you're still on here. All right. Okay. All right. Just making sure I have this in here good. So I can't tell if I'm frozen or if everybody's just hopped off. Looks like there may be about 2 people on watching. Um, all right. Just following that seam allowance that I took out from earlier. Let's see if I got the same effect. Hey, Pete Pablo, I didn't even see you come in. Is that your alias name or is that your actual name? No, you're normally on here. If it's your alias, I don't want you to tell me what your actual name is unless you want to tell me. But, all right, so there. You in and out of sleep. I understand. All right, so that's the other side. So now I've got my um. All right, so I want to make sure that that's good. That's not going to come undone. So the serging is going to give me a little extra security because it's really fraying. If you can see it fraying a lot right there, so I don't want that to come undone. So I'm just going to stitch over that area one more time, and then when I serge it, it's going to be extra support. But outside of that, it's done. That's all I needed to do. So for those of you that might be wondering, what are UFOs? What does it have to do with me sewing? What does WIPs have to do with me sewing? What are PhDs? What kind of PhD? So basically, pull this back a little bit. Oh, sorry about that. All right, sorry about that. All right, so basically, WIPs are works in process or progress. All right, so in sewing terms, WIPs are works in progress or process. UFOs are unfinished objects or unfinished outfits, and PhDs are projects half done. So that's the sewing terminology of it all. So all of my caption was a play on all of that. So I pulled out my WIPs, pulled out my works in process, so I can finish up my UFOs, my unfinished objects or outfits, so I can get my PhDs done, my projects half done, get them all done. All right. So this outfit is pretty much completely finished. So basically, when I wear this will be under the arm, but it would look like a vent, an air vent. I don't know if you've seen like in workout gear or workout outfits. They have like little vents in the clothes for breathing and getting air and circulating under your garments while you're working out. So this kind of works like that as well. All right. So when I get the right thread on my serger, I'll finish that up. But this is pretty much done. That's part of my two-piece outfit from Paco Peralta's pattern. This is the Vogue 1550, and I did view A for the top, which is the shorter top, but I did the longer pants. Um, the shorter pants are okay, but I'm not crazy about the shorter pants on me, especially with a longer top like that. It just makes my leg, because I have long legs anyway, so it makes my legs look that much longer. All right, so I did the longer pants, and I'll have to take a picture in those. Believe it or not, I did take a picture in the dress that I did, the wrap dress. I finally took a picture of it. I just have to share it here. Um, and then I have other pictures that I need to take. But these are the pants. And they're out of the same fabric. Because the fabric is a sheer fabric, it is given very linen-like, as I keep saying. But because it's sheer, you can literally see through it, see my hand through it. I actually lined the pants at the top, so I did like a shorts underneath, if you will. So just so my hips can be covered. So Uh, and then I did my little side zip. All right, finished it off. This is the pair of pants that I actually said that I made a cuff to. So I liked my pants long, and so I added maybe about a 4.5 inch cuff onto the bottom of the pants. And so I'll put these aside so I can actually wear those. Um, take a picture and model those. So you can see there where I added the cuff on. Okay, so I pretty much like these. I love these actually. It's very easy, comfortable to wear, and I just have to see how I'm going to style it. I had already done the fit adjustments and the pattern mock up and everything on this. So this particular pattern is already ready to go. It's more or less like my tried and true. And it'll be my go-to because I love this type of pants. I love pants that pretty much have no gathering at the waist, no pleats at the waist. I love either a side zip or a back zipper, um, and either a banded, a binding at the waist or inside waistband or facing the waistband. I did do a preacher coat, a robe is what you're referring to. Yeah, I did do a robe. And I actually have pictures of that as well, so I have to post that. I have to share it. Um, I don't think I shared it. I shared me. I think the last thing I did was the buttons and the piping. So thank you for bringing that up. So I have to share that as well. I forgot to did that. So I'll post the pictures of those. Maybe I'll do that before I go to bed tonight. Um, my next UFO project or my next whip is going to be. Um, Let me find my. I have a box with whips in it. So I gotta figure out what I did with it. Oh, these are just some projects that I can get done real quick while I have a little me time. Because starting tomorrow, I gotta get back into my customer stuff. Oh, I know what my next one is. Hang on. Now, I actually posted a picture of me and this one on Instagram. Um, it's a quick little video. As a matter of fact, I might have shared it to here. I'm not sure. But this is another pantsuit, pant set. These pants are from the same pattern, this Paco Peralta pattern. Now I do have to go back in and this was a quick make. I didn't add, are these lined? No, these are not lined. These are also like a linen and it's almost like a linen and a silk noil. You can see the texture on that. And so it's very easy, breezy to wear. This is the kind of band that I say I like to do, but this one was a ribbon. The ribbon is not very giving because it's not cut on a bias. So whenever I wore these or tried them on, the band flipped out on the outside. So I'm going to redo this and actually add a real facing on the inside of these. Outside of that, this is done, but there's a vest that I made to go with this. So, and the vest is supposed to have a band, like a 2-inch band that's more or less like a belt buckle. As a matter of fact, I'm going to use this belt buckle that I have here so I can imitate what I'm talking about. Because I have a dress, a satin dress that I'm making that's also a UFO. And I have to finish it off. This was a hack from another pattern. So I've got to finish it. But here is the belt to that one. So I'm making a belt to go with it as well. But this, let's see. But I had to see which way the belt's supposed to go. All right, so there's going to be a band. I'm thinking I'm still going to do this. So there's supposed to be a band at the end of this. I've got to take the, where it's pinned at, I've got to take that in that much because it's a little bit um, ill-fitted. Ouch. I'm just going to pin this around so you can kind of get an idea of what it's supposed to look like once it's done. This was part of a sew along last year that I didn't get to finish. Um, I have all these great ideas and plans and designs in my head, but um, because of clients' work and stuff like that, I had to put it aside. All right, so obviously this is not the band for this. Put this aside. And this was supposed to have a separating zipper. Hope I don't stick myself. I already feel myself sticking myself. All right, so it's supposed to fit kind of like this. And so there's a zipper, but there's a little, like a little opening at the bottom, like this. I was trying to decide whether to put buttons on it, but I think I'm gonna do the faux zip. I mean the separating zipper. I love a metal zipper. Thank you, appreciate it. Ouch! I just stuck myself. Okay, so I've got this top underneath it, so it's kind of jumbling it up. But anyway, this is how it's supposed to fit, and it's the buckle. I've got this over too far, but you kind of get the idea once it's all said and done. The buckle would kind of go like that, and it's a gold buckle that I have. And just imagine a gold metal zipper in the front so you can see the zipper. It's an exposed zipper. So one of the things I like are exposed zippers. All right. Ouch. Out, out, out. So once this is sewn up, of course, that'll be more fitted. And then the pants are a high waist pants. So they come up to the waist. So they fit good. And then once that's on there, that will come down a little bit more. So this is one of the other UFOs that I have to do. Okay, that's it. Well, yeah, what are subs? Thank you for sharing me out. Uh, where are you watching from, Pete Pablo? All right, so I'm gonna take that belt back off so nobody won't think that's supposed to go with that. Uh, what are you working on tonight, Tawanda? Ouch. Things hurt like knives. Okay. All right, so this is the other one that I need to finish. That's a UFO or PhD or WIP, whichever one you want to call it. Um, and then this one that I was talking about. I can't wait to finish this one. Um, this one, I told you I like my exposed zippers. So this was a hack, and I can't remember what pattern this came from. I have to look the pattern up. Um, hang on 1 second. Okay. All right, so I was getting ready to try this on, but I don't want to stick my neck. I'm gonna see if I can do it. I'll stick in my neck. Okay. All right, so it's a wrap dress. I do remember that, but I can't remember which one. And I remember having to let there's a wrap skirt. This skirt attaches to it, so it's a dress and not two pieces. But I remember doing this and having to let this hang because it's cut on the bias. And so if you don't let it hang first, then and you go to hem it, you're gonna have some parts longer than the other. So so it's kind of gonna go like that. But of course attached. And then I made the belt to wear separately, wear with it separately. This, oh, I remember what this challenge was from. I don't know if you remember this, Tawana, but this was from the Swap It challenge last year. So that challenge is coming up again next month. So we were to swap fabrics with somebody else in the group. And this is what I got from Tamanika in the group. She sent me this fabric and we were swap mates. So so yeah, so this is how this is supposed to go. I need to go ahead and finish this. He's working on the prom suit. Oh, okay. So so yeah, I need to go ahead and finish this. I like the way that feels. All right, so I lined this with a organza. Not an organza, but it's like a silk crepe or silk chiffon. Yeah, it feels like a silk chiffon that I lined it with. So this is another UFO. Probably it's getting time again that I can wear this. It's getting warmer, so I can wear this. The other UFO And this is the Nikki, what is it? Beauty's Your Door. I think it's Beauty's Your Door. Nikki Brooks pattern. This was the long tunic top, and I made the pants, but I never finished them. So I needed to add the waistband onto this. I was trying to decide how I want to do the waistband because the knit top was way fitted, more fitted than it should have been because it wasn't a two-way or four-way stretch. It was a two-way stretch. So it didn't give me enough stretch that looked decent enough on me. It was too snug, too snug. And so with the waistband, with that fitted like it was, um, I couldn't add a waistband on here because it would show through. So I'm gonna try it on again, but I'm pretty sure it probably still fit the same. Just fit a little bit more snug than I needed to. I hacked the pattern and I added this flounce on there, but I don't really like the flounce. My original idea was to add zippers, and I actually, that's the back of it. Oh, speaking of the back, I thought I had fixed it where I cut out. I always have to do a sway back adjustment, so I thought I must have modified this pattern. So there's a little gaping right there in the back. So what I'm going to do is do a little ruching right in there to make that work. But this is an asymmetrical top like this. So it has one arm, one sleeve, and the other side is sleeveless. You remember this one? So, and it's got long splits. It's open all the way up to the waist. So you can see the pants underneath. So definitely got to finish this. The top was pretty much done. It has the elastic around the neckline. It's pretty much done. It's just that I didn't like the fit of it. So I got to rework that. And definitely finish the pants. Do the hem and add a little bias waistband or something. All right. So those are all my earphones that I have to work on. This is that's my present project for the Make 9 challenge. So I had 9 blocks to fill. The first 2 blocks that I did was the 2 dresses, and one of them I wore um, last Sunday, and that was the wrap dress. The second one I did was the animal print dress, the mini G style dress. And then the next project I did was my the hobo chic tote bag that I created. And then so now the third block is what we're working on now, our third challenge, and that is I chose to do WIPs, PhDs, and UFOs. So, so that's where I am. All right. So I also inside the So Much Talent group, and you've seen this, Tawanda, we have our very own challenge, which is the thrifty hash up. And so basically, the challenge is to go into any thrift store, one time trip, spend anywhere between $10 and $30. And whatever you purchase, you have to recreate something. You have to mix it up, match it up, could be color block it, patchwork it, uh, print mix, or you can fiber mix, meaning you can mix up satin and mix up linen or whatever you want to do to recreate something and make it look nice. Okay. So I've been sharing a lot on Instagram, and so you can, just to give some inspiration or whatnot. So that's what we're doing. Our challenge runs the whole month of April. All right. And so I think it ends May 4th. That's like full, the first week or the last Saturday ending that the last month of April, if that makes sense. So I like to start every challenge on a Sunday and end on a Saturday. So that's the first Saturday after that, the last week of April. All right. So I put together a little clip of me going to the thrift store, picking out my stuff. I picked out colors, so apparently I'll be color blocking, and I'll also try to do some fabric manipulation. So I'll be trying to make something new and creative out of some simple tops that I chose. So stay in tune for that. Make sure you're following. Make sure you're getting a notification. So click that bell, and make sure you're checking back often to see any updates that I may have. I also plan to do a follow up of this past quarter. So I know I haven't posted any of the works from the challenges that we've done from January to February to March. So I've got a lot of stuff that I need to share with you all as far as what we all have been doing and catch up on that. So be on the lookout for that as well. I just have to find time to do the little videos and stuff. All right. So that's all I have to share. I didn't want to be on here. I didn't expect to be on here this long. Um, but I'm going to go ahead and sign off. If y'all have any questions, or if there's anything that you would like to see or see me share, just feel free to post it here or message me somehow. All right. Well, I love y'all to life. Y'all have a great evening, and thank you for watching. And don't forget to share. Definitely don't forget to like. And if you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe. All right. Y'all have a good night.